Hey everyone, welcome in. It's day 34. Welcome back to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes as we continue our free-to-play playthrough. I ended up number 8 in the guild today. That's not horrible. Could be better. Could be worse. As always, I hope you're doing well today. It's Tuesday, even though it's like not Tuesday when you're seeing this, but you know, we have to build up some videos like I talked about before. Didn't get a whole lot accomplished throughout the day. Had some stuff going on. Excuse me, just tried to grab some gear where I could. Excuse me, got 6 range trooper shards there. Watched a couple of interesting videos today. I watched Zareth talk about how he's planning to make a farming guide, a beginning farming guide. Stuff he talked about was kind of, I don't know if it was no-brainerish or if it was like, I just felt like it was the stuff he was talking about the teams you should farm. I'm like, well, duh. And the problem with it, like it is, I think we all know when you're talking about GSA or early strong teams, you kind of know what those teams are already. But it's just to have somebody say that they feel like they're not talked about enough, and was kind of startling, because to me what he was saying, or the way I interpreted what he was saying, was he was just saying that it sounded like, to me, like he was just saying, go with the AP Gaines approved farming guide with very little delineation, with minor delineation here and there. And you know, one of the takeaways is, you know, AP Gaines at least he does talk about going for geos early. And not that AP Gaines is a big geo ready Watt team, but he wants you to have them because he knows the ship's apart. He knows the ship's important. And neither one of them are talking about Phoenix. And Phoenix, for me, is just it's just a choice that I'm making, right? Excuse me. Phoenix is just a choice I'm making because, like, really the only other team, early light side Republic, whatever you want to call it, team that you can do and do well, in my mind, is CLS. Like the CLS, it's not the CLS team, but it's Ben, Anakin, Snips, Farm Boy, and whoever. Because I mean, of course, you can get to a point where you can change that to an old Republic team, but you're not going to be capable of being to that old Republic team until you're like at least in your 50s, if not higher. Being that to get the Jolie Bendo node, to get the Zalbar emission node, to get the Bastila node, to get even the Juhani node, and you know, it's even, you know, if you go for the proper team and you try to open up T3 M4, it's a little more daunting there. And so I just think it was a little, I get it, but it's just a little hard, I think, or I don't even know what I want to say about this. But basically, the reason I'm going to Phoenix is not because they're going to be a long-term thing. Like I said, I'm going to get them to a point, and when I get them to the point where I get them to gear 9 or gear 10, we're done with them. But we are going to have them full stars. Why? Because sooner or later, right or wrong, we're going to need profundity. I mean, and you can be like, well, I don't want to level in Relic, Hera. But it's like, for me, fleets is a thing I enjoy. It's something that I'm striving for. And I don't know how long we're going to be here, but I do want you to know that we are going to be taking, like, when I get to a certain point with fleets, we're going to take a break between fleets, and we're going to go a different direction. Do I know what the first direction we're going to go in is? No. Why? How do I not know that? Well, because it's a ways away from where we are right now on this account. It is not something that's going to happen tomorrow. It's probably not going to happen next. At the end of June, it's probably next. It might happen by the end of July, but I doubt it. It might not happen till November, honestly. And I don't know that I'm being totally honest in that assessment. But it could. Just depends on if we get into a good guild. Depends on if things fall into place like they need to. It's, how is our rewards looking? How are it really comes down to, I think it really comes down to when we hit 85, how many teams are we going to have? A team that's going to be able to push us ahead in Conquest? Are we going to have a team that's going to help us get through, even do GAC? Are we going to have a team that can help us do Conquest, honestly? And oh my gosh, why don't I ever change up my home one? I keep doing this to myself, and it's like, you don't need the home one. I'm like, I keep forgetting, hey, you need to change out the home one, and I just never do. I just keep forgetting about it. But I mean, it's and if you're asking me, hey, I want to know when all this stuff is going to be. I mean, I think I've talked about it before. It's not a big secret, and honestly, I'm going to try to get it up faster, to get it going faster. Now that we've finished the Zeb farm, I don't know who we're going to put there, but it's not going to be. It's going to be somebody else that's better for us, and it's going to be very doable. But I mean, as soon as I get done with either winning this match, we'll go back and take a look at who's going to fill that hole since we finished with Zeb. And now that I won. And so we'll just go back as quick as we get done, and we'll be like, let's look at who we're going to plug in for after we finish Zeb. But since I didn't talk about that already. But it's Galactic War. We just finished Zeb. So if we went with the strategy I'm thinking, and the key to getting this going is honestly bounty hunters. It's bounty hunters. it's Cad Bane. You know, obviously Cad Bane's in here. So he's going to be where we're going to go next in here. Now that we finish with Zeb, when we finish with Kanan, it'll either be Greedo, because he's a bounty hunter, or Grand Moff Tarkin, Fleet Commander. And honestly, it could probably be Greedo first. Just because he's a bounty hunter, but how much of a slowdown is it going to be for us to pick up Grand Moff Tarkin for our fleet first, and then come back to Greedo? Because we need it. Because it's not that we need Greedo specifically, it's just that he's low-hanging fruit, and we need bounty hunters for Chewbacca. That's what it is. In the fleet, there's nobody we're really working on it. Like I said, in the Cantina battles, after we finish the chopper, whenever we finish the chopper, and because it's easy. It's, like I said, it's bounty hunters. It's Boba. It's Boba Fett. It's Boba Fett. And then there's somebody else in here. Oh yeah, IG-88's in here also. So we need IG-88 in here. We need Greedo in here. We need Grand Moff Tarkin in here. We need Admiral Akbar in here. So it's not like we and you're yelling at your screen. What about Nute Gunray? What about Savage Opress? What about that's fine. We'll get to them when we get to them. It's just not going to happen today. It's just not going to happen soon. But it will happen. But being that's 4 bounty hunters that we can farm out of either the canteen store, the canteen battle store, or the squad arena store, or the war store, Galactic War store. And the only other one we need is, anybody want to guess? It's Bossk. That's the other one. Now, keep in mind though, those are not the only bounty hunters that are available in here, but it's going to take a minute. We need Colonel Stark, of course, and then after we get Colonel Stark done, where is it? Then there's obviously we gotta finish Han in here. Where's Han? On who we already have open. And then after Han, it could either be General Kenobi, it could be but we will need Dengar at some point, of course. Not sure when. And where is... Oh yeah, Zeb Muscle's in here. We don't need Sam. We'll need Sam at some point. But not today. Anyway, I want to make sure that I've got everything covered before I let you go. I don't know who I have to talk about, honestly. Just a lot of the same thing over and over. And I know how boring that can be, but it's like until we get our rank higher, until we get stuff going on, it's another day of farming the same characters that we farm every day type thing. Which I know just makes for amazing content. You're like on the edge of your seat and you're like, I can't wait to watch, because I can't wait to see him farm Imperial Troopers again today. But rest assured, Imperial Troopers they're not going to be here forever. Eventually we'll finish with Troopers and and when we do, it's going to be very... Do we have tanks that can do this? Probably not. And just save it for later. I'm not going to do it right today. But anyway, I'm not sure that we have anything left other than Squad Arena and pick something at the store. So I'm going to go ahead and go. Let me know if you have any questions. You know, feel free to watch that Xerath video where he talks about, hey, I'm making a farming guide, and also there was another interesting thing that another video that I saw, and that was Nooch had the gerbil on, and I was like, when he's like, yeah, I farmed Inquisitors earlier, I was like, what? Inquisitors? I'm thinking about Inquisitors. I gotta tell you, this is all helping me formulate my free-to-play guide, which will be coming out in probably February, if I had to guess. So it's obviously, I'm not going to do a 23 guide because it doesn't make sense. We'll definitely do a 2024 guide. And maybe if I get, maybe we'll see about doing a revision to the 2024 guide. But, you know, don't have to worry about that today. So anyway, I'm going to go. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate the time. And we'll talk to you on for day 35. Until then, have a good day. We'll see ya. Bye.